Alright. So with all this drama going around in Genshin Impact, I also want to address some things. The things I'm about to say are not at all related to the 3 pulls we are getting for fucking 3 years of loyalty to this game. It's about something else. It's about how dogshit of a company Hoyoverse is. Let's get this straight. This game is probably not their passion. It's just a money machine. Okay? Anything that a company makes is intended to bring in revenue or profit. And I have not seen a single company do worse than Hoyoverse with Genshin Impact. The only thing they do right is character design, and that is it. Everything else is just so fucking dogshit. I don't know why. I'm sorry if I sound a bit riled up, because that's just because I am. And this recent drama just lets me speak up. So before we start this video, I just want to let you guys know how I started playing Genshin Impact, because the reason why I'm frustrated relates to that. Long story short, a friend of mine started playing Genshin Impact. He was like, yo, play Genshin Impact, leave Fortnite, try Genshin Impact. I was like, nah, fuck you, cringe ass game. And then randomly one day he sent me a DM with a link to a YouTube video. That YouTube video was Raiden Shogun teaser trailer. I was like, what the fuck is this? First of all, who the fuck is Raiden? What anime is this? And why does she look so hot? That was my reaction. So I investigated a bit more, realized it was Genshin Impact, and saw the views on that trailer, and I was like, holy shit, I need to jump on that. So I made an edit on Raiden Shogun. Honestly, didn't expect any views. I just wanted to make an edit on her because she just looked so cool. So I made an edit, got a bit of views. I was like, okay, maybe this is the game for me. So the next thing I did, started doing Genshin content, and the first ever content piece I made was grinding to get Raiden Shogun. I started this game on a Monday. I was in Inazuma, grinded all the way up to 90 pulls by Saturday. So honestly, I skipped all of the story. I skipped all of the main parts of the game. I just skipped so much just to get the Primo Gems, just to get the Raiden Shogun. That's how good their character design is. And in the process of grinding for Raiden Shogun, I just fell in love with the combat of this game. The way you can melt, the way you can vaporize, the way electrocharge worked. It was just so fun and so satisfying to play. The combat in this game was so good. I don't care if there are many games equivalent to Genshin Impact. This is the game that got me into these kind of games, and that's why I love this game. So where was I? Okay, so the combat was so good that I got hooked. With them releasing newer and newer characters with better power, I obviously wanted to get those as well. So I started buying Welkin Moon so I can get more characters. I started doing crystal top-ups to get more characters. And the reason I did this, because, well, I wanted to beat the Spiral Abyss. I like the combat so much, and I also like to beat the hardest content in the game. So that's why I spent the money and grinded for all my characters. Now where I'm going with this is, once you have done the Spiral Abyss, there is absolutely zero need for you to pull for more characters. It just doesn't really matter. Me personally, I'm not in this game for the story. I still don't know what the Genshin Impact story is. I'm just here for the Spiral Abyss and the combat stuff. And once you've beaten Spiral Abyss, there's literally nothing, absolutely nothing to play for in this game anymore. Okay, once every 15 days you get your 30 seconds of fun because fucking Huta one-shots everything. It doesn't really matter, right? And I have no idea why Hoyoverse just doesn't get it, bro. Listen, if I'm a company and there are millions and billions and quadrillions of players, I mean, obviously an exaggeration, but if there are that many players willingly wishing for C6 R5 characters, I would honestly cater to them and add more combat stuff, add more floors to the Abyss. Well, if you go by that argument that, oh, I don't pull for the combat, I just pull because I like the character, bro, the character is gonna look exactly the same even at C0 as it looks for C6. Most people who wail in this game do it for the damage and do it for the content. There are exceptions where one guy wailed for Hu Tao because, well, he lost the 50-50 and then he never wails again. As a company, if I was Hoyoverse, okay, I would be like, oh, where is my sales coming from? People are doing C6R5s for Spiral Abyss. As a person with a basic human mind, I would be like, oh, I haven't changed my hardest content in years. There is of course gonna come a point where there is no need to pull new characters. Many whale Genshin Impact YouTubers don't even pull for C1 anymore. They just stop at C0. And those are YouTubers and content creators who do Genshin Impact for a living. How can Hoyoverse think it is okay when the people who play our game for a living don't even want to wish for a character past C0 because there's no stuff to utilize that C6 character? Genshin Impact could be a goldmine with more combat events. There should be a need for players to get the C6 R5 characters. And to be fair, I'm a very greedy Genshin Impact player. I barely even clear floor 12 of Genshin Impact. I always seem to do it. Maybe it takes me 10 tries, 12 tries, 13 tries. but I wouldn't care if they added over 15 and it takes me 1 year to grind towards it. You know what will that do? I'll be like, oh shit, I absolutely love Genshin Impact and I obviously wanna quote unquote complete the game by beating the hardest content. So guess what? I need to pull for more stronger characters. There's only so many characters I can pull for while being F2P, so naturally I'll spend more money on your game. I don't know why Genshin Impact doesn't get this. I don't know why Hoyoverse doesn't get this. If they just add more floors to the Abyss, that just creates one more incentive for players to spend money on characters. It's just basically giving you more money while making the player base happy. You might be like, oh, you can't make the floor 12 harder or can't add new floors. It's already very difficult for me. See, that just seems like a skill issue. Not even a skill issue. It's just a fucking, I don't know. It's what is your issue, you know? Even a standard banner 4-star team, the starter team could clear Abyss very easily with Hyperbloom and stuff. So if it's hard for you, it's not even skill issue because Genshin Impact barely requires any skill. Maybe if you're a skilled gambler, you could get more artifacts with the gacha, and that's it. So for the people who still can't clear Abyss, they wouldn't be able to clear even if they added an easier floor or a bit harder floor or let's say more floor. So I don't think those are the people Hoyoverse should be targeting. And I'm not saying forget them, and they're obviously not being forgotten because the story is still continuing. The only thing that is not continuing is the combat side of the game. I don't know what would be the harm in adding more floors to the Abyss, or maybe add a third half. So you need 3 teams now. There's no harm in that. The people who want to do Abyss, they will be happy because they have something to grind for now. People who don't want to do Abyss, well, they wouldn't care because they're not doing Abyss anyways. And about those measly 3 pulls that Genshin Impact is giving us, I don't really care. I don't really care if they give me 2, 1, 0, I don't care. It just makes one thing clear, that spending on this game is just not worth it because they are not adding content which makes spending justified, and certainly they don't care about the player base as well because of, what the fuck, 3 pulls for 3 years, and this is only the combat side of things. There are so many things I can go on about. This video is not about complaining, this is about giving ideas to Hoyoverse on how to be a very much more profitable company, bro. Just add more content that incentivizes, incentive, is that a word? I don't know, you get the point. That forces people to spend more on your game. That's just how you make money.